the Castle is just tomorrow. And you know what? I'm back. I know I took a little bit of a break. I will start making videos more consistently. If you have video ideas, put them in the comments because that will help me a lot. Generally, video ideas. And also, I'm finishing up school. So now, I'll be able to do post more videos. And as long as I keep up with some video ideas, I think you guys will be more happy. But anyways, getting a little off topic there, it's time for my Clash at the Castle predictions. And I just hope that this show can live up to anything that the first Clash at the Castle was. Because the first Clash at the Castle was absolutely magical. And maybe with the crowd and all these spectacular matches, I think that this could live somewhere close to Clash at the Castle in Cardiff, Wales. The first match that is on my mind is Piper Niven versus Bayley. And I know it's in front of her home Scottish crowd. I know I have a terrible accent, don't care. But I just think that I don't see Bayley dropping the title. And I think that Piper Niven can put something on tomorrow night. Or midday tomorrow. I think that maybe, with the rumors that there's going to be a women's mid-card title, maybe Piper Niven could be, have a great performance and be a contender for that mid-card women's title if it does come. I think that this can elevate Piper Niven, but I still don't think that Bayley's dropping it. Maybe when Charlotte Flair comes back, Bayley drops it. I don't know, but for now, I think that they keep the title on Bayley. And maybe Piper Niven, who hasn't got a lot of time to show her stardom, can finally start to rack up a few good performances. And maybe that will bring her up into the mid-card and maybe even upper card. Who knows? WWE can do some crazy stuff. Then, in the next match, we have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Isla Fire and Alba Dawn or something. I don't know how to say their names. And Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. And yet again, this match, I don't see a team that could beat Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And I think that eventually the only way they'll drop these titles, and eventually has to be sooner rather than later, is that Bianca and Jade have something, with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler last year, where they kind of break up and lose the tag titles because of each other. I think that, maybe they could have one of them, probably Jade Cargill, win Money in the Bank. The other one becomes jealous, and then that leads to them breaking up and having a feud of their own. I don't know. That's me. That's what I think is a possibility. But I just think that they have to build a little bit more of a jealousy storyline before one of them turns on another. So for now, even in front of the Scottish crowd with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, I think that the women's champions, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, retain their titles. Then it is Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. And I think, I'll cut right to the chase, it is time for Sami to drop the title. The IC isn't doing much for him. He's not doing much for the IC. I think that Sami can do a lot, and he doesn't need the IC title to do what he can do. And I think that Chad Gable, to elevate the storyline with Alpha Academy, I think that maybe Otis could help Chad Gable defeat Sami Zayn, and finally Alpha Academy is fully on Chad Gable's side as Chad Gable wins the title. That's just one of the many possible fantasy bookings that could happen, but it could. And I think that just generally that is probably somewhat around what's going to happen. I don't think Chad is just going to win clean, maybe with the help of Alpha Academy or a whole different group. Who knows? But still, I think that Chad is defeating Sammy and walking out of Clash at the Castle with his championship. Then it is actually a pretty good match, hopefully. Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles in an I Quit match. Now, I feel like the AJ Styles retirement was good and all, but it just, they can't do much with him right now. And I guess an I Quit match with Cody Rhodes is going to be good, but, like, I feel like the result is already there, that Cody wins. Because I think The Rock or Roman has to dethrone Cody. I just don't think that Cody is dropping the titles to anyone except for The Rock or Roman Reigns. So, hopefully this should be a good match, and I think it will be because of these last two's absolute banger of a match at Backlash, but the Cody matches are getting too predictable now. And then finally, to close the night, it's Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. And this is probably going to be the greatest and most hard to predict match of the night. You have the man who was born and raised right in Scotland, Drew McIntyre. You have the guy who has been beating Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, and now it's finally time for them to go one-on-one. And one possible ending that people are saying is imagine if CM Punk gets involved, which would be pretty cool, but I think that the WWE could pull that card. What I think the WWE do is Punk has already lost to Roman at this pay-per-view, right? You can't really have him lose again. That would be a little bit harsh. So I think that maybe, just maybe, you have Punk not show up and you have McIntyre defeat Damian Priest and win the title. And I think it's going to be with a little bit of shenanigans. I think that the Judgment Day are going to make a grave mistake that will cost Damian Priest the match. What's this mistake? That's up to the WWE creative team. But I am sure that they're going to have the Judgment Day make a mistake that will cost Damian the match and lead Drew on to winning the entire thing. But those are just my predictions. The review of the show will be coming out soon. And yeah, I'll try to post more often. And Clash at the Castle, if it's anything like the first one, this show is gonna be a banger.